poke composition. It does not work out when you do that. You have to have your setup when you're a poke composition. You have to get those health bars kind of low. You can't just see, oh, they're going for dragon now, we have to engage on them. You can't do that with a poke composition. You have to give them the little bits here and there. Give them the dragons, give them not really a tower, but give them those dragons, early dragons. They're not worth a whole lot of gold. What's worth more gold is you living.
Yeah.
Just live, farm out those lanes.
All right, well, we're going to head into the champion select of the second game of the finals of the losers bracket. We have, once again, we have Epic Memers on the blue side, and we have Tower Dive Gaming on the red side. Let's see what they're first going to ban out. We've seen so many Gnar bans go on against Wang San. I'm going to assume it will be taken away once again. You don't want to have to deal with that. The Thresh goes away first, taking that away from Quantum Theory. Rumble goes away next. Kawaii-chan not going to get his Rumble Senpai.
Yeah, no, Rumble, Kawaii-chan's really good with that Rumble. They've had some great games on it, and quite definitely worth the ban on that one, I think.
Yeah, it was a decent ban. Let's see what they're going to come up with next. I've got to say, they really are forced to get rid of that Gnar, and it will go next. I'm not surprised. I mean, such impressive play from Wang Sun on Gnar. You can't just let it go through until he gets a nerf, which I believe is like what, next patch. I think the PvE's got one where Gnar is just getting the biggest bat we've seen in a while, and the follow-up ban will be Morgana. He needs that
massive bat. He is incredibly strong right now because he just doesn't have a weak point.
It's true. Well, to a point, he does have a weak point if he doesn't have his rage at the right time in the right situation. But regardless of that, they're going to take away the Morgana from Delirium. He's done quite well in that beforehand, followed by the Orianna. Nundo forced to play something else. His team banned it. And I was like, no, I'm just going to play Orianna. Like, no, he's not. He's not. You got to take it away. On the other side.
Up the Corki. So they're having some mid-game this time. If they lock this in, they have a mid-game now.
They have a mid-game.
They have a mid-game. Congratulations.
Lucian was banned away last, and immune to defeat. So incredibly good on that Lucian. I'm not surprised to see that go. That is up there with the necessity of that Gnar ban. On the other side, we do see Wazlov hovering over the Kazakhs. I'd like to see him not lock that in, but he does anyway. Quantum Theory going to be taking up the Nami once again. He's done so well on that historically. Busty Senpai going to hover over the Rammus, the Lee Sin, everything basically he can think of his champion pool. It's only 4 champions long though, so it's really not that impressive.
Yeah, no, we'll have to see what he goes for.
5 champions.
Wukong could be a good choice here. Soraka would be an interesting one.
I am hoping we don't see Delirium on the Soraka. He seems to be liking to play those very passive supports. We don't really see him on the Braum, on the Thresh, on the Blitzcrank. He's just playing the Sorakas, the Namis, the Sonas. I'd not be surprised to see him play out. And the Janna, he should go with something a little bit more aggressive. You got a Corki there. You got to use him. Nami on the other side, you're not really going to want to be using that Soraka. Busty Senpai hovering over that J4 once again. They don't have the Orianna this time because they took it away from Nundo. So I would like to see how they're going to follow up Busty Senpai in that mid lane. I would be looking for a Syndra.
Syndra would be a good choice. I'd like to see a Syndra because once again that brings a lot of early game pressure, and I mean it works with the poke comp, which they could be building a poke comp quite easily here with Soraka and Corki already locked in. They've got some decent range on them. Corki with the missiles. We could see it if Wang Sang tries to go that Darius again. We could see a J-Stop easily again.
And with Delirium locking in that Soraka, I'm very worried for what could very well be the last game for Epic Memers. On the other side, Wang Sang, as you said, going towards that Darius, it could work out that burst. I'd like to see this player on Fizz. A very, very assassin-based kind of player. He's really aggressive. Using him on Fizz, he could make some very interesting plays in this game. And they're going to look like they're going to hold out Dynamic Theory's pick of the ADC for the last little bit there. A little bit surprised because you do already see the Corki and the Soraka. They're showing lanes they don't have to show. I'm always shocked to see Wang Sen pick his top laner before there's a counter. And actually, that burst looking for the Syndra, that will take away what Nundo really should have wanted to pick right there.
Yeah. With that Darius locked in, I'm almost certain we'll see Kawaii-chan on Jace again. That is not a bad pickup. Kawaii-chan is really good on that Jace.
It could absolutely work out. Nando hovering the Talon.
Talon would be an interesting choice.
This is his point to prove to us that he is absolutely confident in this mid lane, because we've not seen him really perform on the Orianna so far. So showing up at Talon and really showing how he can use that Talon play and dominate a mid lane with that much aggression, I'd like to see him do that. I want to see him show how impressive his skills are. Now this Swain was actually banned out, so Nando gonna pick up a Swain. We actually have the Jace being hovered here now. They just switched to it. I would not be surprised to see this locked in, because it worked out so well against the Darius last time. It's going to be a little bit of a mental block now for Wang Sung. Dynamic Theory, though, he will be picking up the Vayne. What a pick. They didn't want to show that so it couldn't be comped out from the rest of the team. Now there isn't really that much to lock it down. The Swain W is not going to be reliable because of the tumble. Soraka doesn't have that much lockdown. She can easily tumble out of almost everything that's going to be put on from Busty Senpai. As well, Kawhi Chan's going to have a difficult time focusing down the Vayne. This is a very strong pickup. A Vayne that cannot be locked down is a Vayne that's going to do a ton of damage.
Yeah, no, that's a very strong pick. It'll be up to Immune to Defeat and Delirium to just make sure they take control of that lane early and do not let that Vayne get early lead rolling here. We'll have to see if What Is Love tries to pull some early ganks down in bot lane, because Vayne will need some help against the Corki early. She doesn't have the same kind of mid-game damage that Corki does. She's very strong, but I think Corki has the advantage in that lane.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Vayne's going to have to place one a little bit safely, but Delirium picking up the Soraka, I'm just so unsure about this pick. He's really going to have to show that he can use that silence at appropriate times to cut off the Theory combination of Nami and Vayne. This is something I think these guys could pull off very well. I would say the Thresh Vayne from the Theory bot lane would be a devastating force that I would never want to face. Let's see if they can prove it here with Dynamic Theory on the Vayne. And another Nami play by Quantum Theory. He's done so well on it before, and it's not even his main. They take away that Thresh all the time. Let's look at these compositions. We don't really have that all-in support that Busty Senpai seems to always be looking for with the Nando going on Orianna. So now when he dives in, he's going to be doing it completely alone. The only backup he's going to have is the heals from Delirium. As well, Kawhi Chan's going to be on the side. He's going to poke that one down. Nando's going to be trying to get involved in this one. On the other side, What Is Love has that heavy engage, but again, no follow-up. These are some junglers that are really picked just for the ganking phase. It's going to make some very awkward team fights.
Yeah, and I kind of feel bad for Nando because there are 2 ignites over onto Tower Dive Gaming there, so that Swain ultimate just kind of gets countered really hard by that ignite. And it makes him an unhappy bird. An interesting change this game, though. Wang Sang taking teleport.
Yeah.
Because after that Jace, he did have ignited initially, but when that Jace got picked, he switched over to teleport. He knows he's not going to be able to dominate that lane, so he's taking the teleport, trying to help out the mid-game team fights and be around for the Dragons, because he's not going to have a good time in the top lane.
Well, this is the thing. I'm really concerned about him, though, because if he could not win that lane with Ignite, now he doesn't even have that in his back pocket, he is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have a lot harder time here, but at the same time, it might be enough to get him going if he gets some key teleports in.
That's true. So. And as well, getting back to lane, gain more and more CS could help him out. If he ever feels pressured, he can get back to lane using the TP, as long as he always knows when's that down around the Dragon timers. We are just about out of our delay period right now. Let's take a quick look at the team composition overall. How are these teams going to fight? If you go with What Is Love and have him go in first, you're not going to have any backup. Wang Sung really is going to be there engage. So basically you want that burst to have the stun go out. Just have Wang Sung walk up, get a little bit of a pull, followed up by What Is Love, followed up by the waves coming out of a Quantum Theory. And then you have a decent team fight overall, but very hard to get started. I think they are a dominant force in a team fight once they get in it. But to engage it's going to be insanely difficult. While on the other side, I don't know what they're going to do when they get into a team fight, but everything before that works really well. They got great engage with Jarvan, they've got great poke with Corki, with Jace, and Swain very good within the team fight. It might be the sole exception, and Soraka going to keep healing out. So they've got a strong poke composition, but when they engage, I don't know how they're going to do it.
The Swain Soraka pick is actually really interesting, because if Swain lands his Decrepify, I think it is, his snare, you put the Soraka snare underneath it.
The snare is just his talons.
The talons, yeah.
Yeah, his Decrepify is like his Q. I think it's the bird drain.
You put the silence underneath it. Swain's snare lasts long enough that as soon as it ends, the Soraka snare goes off as well. So they can make some really good picks using that combination, and then just the immense damage that Corki can dish out over time when you're snared and stuck just taking missiles to the face. So I think that's what we're going to be looking for. Is we've got 2 different pick compositions. I don't think Darius will be the engage for Tower Dive Gaming. I think it's going to be relying on the Syndra and Syndra stuns or the Nami bubbles / waves for the engages. Darius just, with the Yomus, he might be able to get it if somebody's out of position, but I don't think that's what they want. Darius is easy to kite, and there's some really easy kite on Epic Memers with the Jace Gate, Corki W, Jarvan EQ.
Yeah, they do have a decent amount of disengage. I've got to say, for Wengsang, I really don't know how he's going to be so effective in this game. He's going to have to get like a teleport behind or something. The engage is just not there for Tower Dive Gaming. They're going to have to rely on some other way. Maybe let themselves be engaged upon, burst down Busty Senpai, then turn that around very quickly. They're not going to be able to lock down Dynamic Theory, so he's going to be just having a rampage on the enemy team, backed up by Quantum Theory. It's going to be very difficult, I think, once the team fight actually starts. If their engage does not kill several people, or at least one person, then I think the advantage solely goes over to Tower Dive Gaming in these fights.
I will not.
Yeah, no, the overall team fight should go to Tower Dive Gaming. But it's a matter of if they can get that engage. They don't have that strong engage. So, if Epic Memers can kite it out, they've got pretty strong fight as well. Just from the long range, so...
Do you always fight so poorly?
We'll have to see who can end up team fighting better. We might end up seeing Kawaii-chan focus on a split push, and then we see Epic Memers try to either 4v5 or maybe pull a 1-3-1, put Nundo down in the bottom lane as Swain. Swain's really good at 1v1ing most people.
Well, if you look at the 4v4 matchup, Nundo is going to be the center of attention. That burst, this mid lane is going to be so important because I really do think that Kawaii-chan is going to dominate this lane. You see already, I would not be surprised to see Wengsang just be really passive, try and farm up a little bit and just hold his teleport as long as he possibly can. And then when it gets to the fact that he's split pushing, he's going to try and hold off Kawaii-chan. And in the bottom lane, it's going to be up to Nundo to really put this one on. This could be a bit of an advantage for Epic Memers.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting in the bottom lane. Soraka started with her silence. I've usually seen Soraka start with their Q, because then they can poke, Soraka can poke and take some damage, because she'll just heal it back if she lands her Q.
You definitely want to stop the Vayne tumble in and the Nami bubble right initially, because if you don't get level 2 first, this is going to happen. So if the Nami gets to a point where she could bubble, it's going to be a problem. He's just using it at random. I really don't like Delirium Soraka already. It just doesn't seem to work out.
Yeah, unfortunately, especially against the Vayne pick, it just doesn't have enough laning pressure. Something, like you said, like a Braum would have been great here against the Vayne.
He just needs an aggressive support. If he had an aggressive support, he couldn't pick the Vayne. Here now, Wengsang is now trying to get away from Kawaii-chan, and he will do so successfully. Busty Senpai's there to back him up, but so is What Is Love on the other side. So it will be a counter on the 3.5-minute gank. So both teams will back off, but really the advantage on that one still goes over to Kawaii-chan. He's got control of this lane in almost every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, no, really nice moves by Wengsang there, dodging out the EQ. That would have been death for Wengsang in the top lane if Jarvan had managed to land the Flag and Drag. Snare going down onto Syndra though.
That burst is going to be taken quite low. The slow is already over there. The Ignite's been put down. Nundo needs a little bit more damage. He's got Busty Senpai on the backside to help him out. The Q going to go over. That's going to get the flash. He'll flash afterwards, but Torment could get it. Yep, and that'll be first blood over the Nundo. Let this guy play some Swain.
How did Jarvan get an assist?
Because of the flag, it gives you passive higher attack speed. So just because
I didn't know that counted.
Oh yeah, no, that's how you play support too. You just get assists on Sona by speeding somebody up like a long time ago, and then they'll just run up and then they'll get an auto attack within your assist timer. It's great.
I understand the Sona one because you actually hit people with your thing, like not just like it'd be like somebody running through the Sona would be the one that. Does Sona really get an assist for that? But that's kind of what I think of when I think of like the Jarvan flag is, since it's the AoE thing, does he really get an assist for that? But I mean, I guess he did.
Clearly, best assist I've ever gotten was when I was level 12. I was playing Soraka for some reason, and I had clarity. I used whatever the one that the summoner spell gives heal, that gives mana rather. For somebody else.
That's clarity.
That's clarity. I used clarity and I gave him mana when he was full mana, and I got an assist.
The real question is, why were you playing Soraka and having clarity? Because I'm guessing that was old school.
That's
Soraka
old school.
too.
It's back when she had mana.
Yeah.
I had clarity heal because I was helping. Those level 12 strats, man, you can't handle those.
Ultimate support.
Oh yeah, from day one. I'm homegrown.
So, bottom lane. Let's see. I forgot to match up my thing, so I don't know what the matchup's like. Yeah. Where are you? There we go. Okay, 34 to 39. Corki's got a CS lead. That's good.
That's a positive.
Yeah, no, that's really good. The Soraka Corki, now that they've got a couple levels, is actually starting to be able to zone
Well,
up.
they've invested so much in getting to this point. I mean, look at Delirium's mana bar. It's just gone.
Yeah, no, the nice thing is he still has heals if he needs to, like on immune to defeat. Not that immune to defeat's taking any damage.
Yeah. And he's not letting the Q, so he can't heal himself. It's not going too well for him. He's landing those E's very well, though. Just not the final bit where he's going to get any kind of a snare from it. He's being very aggressive. So Delirium did manage to turn this one around. It's going to be up to Dynamic Theory to keep his farm up on Vayne, get to that level 6 point along with Quantum Theory, and then they can re-engage level 6. Level 6, this does become the Theory bot lane's advantage. They're going to be able to go in with the wave, with the invisible tumbles from the Vayne ult. It's going to work out really well.
As long as immune to defeat and Delirium are out of mana like that, I will agree with you. But I do believe Corki has the level 6 power to be able to go one-on-one with the Vayne as well.
He is definitely very powerful at level 6. He does a little bit coming towards the Condemn. But here is a different change around, as we do have a level 6 Nundo, but he is all alone against 2, and what is level pick up that kill? There's a kill going in towards the side of Tower Dive Gaming. Here on the top lane could happen again. Wang Sun going all in. He's got several stacks on the Kawhi Chan, who's cutting away, but he does not have level 6. The flash from... Oh, this Wang Sun will get the flash out, and the second that flash should have gone, it should have been another flash by Kawhi Chan, but he tried to auto-attack first. He didn't think that he was down enough to get executed, but he indeed was, and it will be a kill for Wang Sun. What a weird change around.
Yeah, it's weird. Wang Sun gets rid of the Summoner spell for lane dominance, and he starts winning the lane. Imagine that happening. So that's actually really questionable how that happened. Kawhi Chan never had that problem. He got ganked several times, and he managed to live through most of those ganks. I think he died once in the laning phase to like the 3rd or 4th gank that What Is Love brought top lane. But dying solo as Jace is really worrying.
Yeah.
Maybe
Lusty said, what happened? Whoa.
And
what did I just watch?
Advantage.
He's gonna go back in with the flash into the cat. That was really weird. I'm pretty sure the flag and drag got canceled by the. Yeah, please rewatch that, because the something happened to the flag and drag. It actually didn't go all the way through. He hit the Q, but it got stopped by the pillar of fire.
By the pillar of what?
Yeah, watch his flag and drag when you go in that replay.
Yeah. Oh, he caught on the wall.
Yeah, the wall caught him up. That's not how that's supposed to work at all. Busty said, oh, the 3-man bubble by Quantum Theory, but it's not followed up. Dynamic Theory's on the side, and a little bit damage to Nundo, who is very low on mana. Overall, the Dragon's going to go over to Busty. Oh, the early smite, but it's not going to matter. Delirium is very low, but the exhaust is going to go on to Dynamic Theory. Quantum Theory will flash away from that one as 2 kills go for 2 kills, as now immune to defeat is just dodging away the bubble, and if it does hit Nundo, That burst is on the side, along with What Is Love, who's going to flash after his ultimate, trying to pick up the kill on Immune to Defeat. You'll get that, get the reset, and then get over to Nando, get another kill there. Excuse me.
No, that was incredible. I missed most of that dragon fight because I was watching the replay, but
It's your own fault.
yeah, it's my own fault that I was too curious about that.
That was really because the flag and drag was canceled by the wall. That's not how that works, Raito, please.
Sometimes it does. It's because that flag was set up like right against the wall. There was no spot because Jarvan, when he flag and drags, he pulls up like just behind the flag.
Oh, okay.
So because it was like right against the wall, there was no room for Jarvan to go through there, and so he got stuck.
It's the little things sometimes.
Yeah. It's the little micro mechanics there. And Vayne getting engaged on after she tries to engage onto Jarvan.
Delirium does get the hit by the bubble, though Quantum Theory taking low immediately. Great play by Immune to Defeat. He's got a lot of damage with that Sheen and Phage already built. That burst will hit his stun onto Nando, doing a little bit of extra damage. Wrestling on the Q. He's got the double buff, so he's got a huge advantage in this lane. Busty Senpai wants those double buffs back, so he'll be hanging around that outer mid turret, completely out of range. He's still in the fog of war, but can he really engage? He's got the EQs going into the Cataclysm, but the always was love. He saw it coming. Those jungle instincts are huge, but that burst is going to find the kill onto Nando. Busty Senpai now taking very low at What Is Love. He's going to get that last auto attack, and now the Quadra buff goes over to What Is Love.
Yeah, and that's the problem with Swain right there, is he has incredible regen, but if he gets ignited, he's got nothing. And I gotta give credits to that burst. They've been incredible with the Cinder Suns. Like, I think Nundo's dodged like 1 out of 300 so far.
It's
like,
just not working out.
It's incredible how precise he's been with a stun that's actually really hard to hit.
It's I kind of compare the Cinder stun to a brand stun, because you got to hit one ability in the right position before you use the other one. As much as it does seem a lot easier than a brand stun to land, you have to put that Q and then angle the E perfectly to where they're going to be. Like right there, he just missed it by half of an inch, and it's not going to land the stun. So Wang Sun's going to come in here. He's going to land the pull, hopefully, and that'll be enough to get Nando killed by Wang Sun. And honestly, it's just not going in the way of Epic Movers. I think they're a little bit tilted from the first game in the series.
Yeah, I gotta say, that's the most likely case here. Things are not going their way. Back gets canceled here by Quantum Theory.
Oh, the Q does land, but the double bubble will get him away quickly. Quantum Theory land in the water when it counts.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful play. Busty Senpai forgetting how to CS under tower there.
Hey, he got one. Immune to Defeat is getting a hit up by What Is Love. He's getting quite far, but it doesn't really matter. You can have a 2-second cooldown on the W, but it's not going to matter. They're Delirium. And I still really judge this Soraka pickup here in the top lane. Wang Sung is going to do a lot of damage on the Kawaii Champ, but he will get away. Wang Sen.
Yeah, and Wang Sang managing to bust the flash on Kawaii-chan without having to use his own this time. Last game, every time that Kawaii-chan flashed, it's because Wang Sang flashed as well. Now, Wang Sang's got the lane dominance. I'm not sure what changed, but something did.
That burst is annihilating Nando. And here goes Busty Senpai. He wants to follow this one up, but that burst is going to get a teleport coming in from Wensen. He will pull away that Busty Senpai right after he gets the kill. It'll be a 2-for-1, but this is just not going anywhere near the favor of Epic Memers.
Yeah, and once again, the key to stopping Swain is stopping his healing. Didn't have Ignite that time, so let's just take him away from anything that he can heal off of, because he needs his crows to bounce off something, come back to him in order to get those heals, and there was nothing to bounce off of.
After
Syndra
such an amazing first blood for Nando, I immediately thought, hey, he found his champion. He's going to turn it around. He's going to be really prevalent in this matchup. But now he's showing that he's not showing up in this mid lane. He's constantly getting outclassed by players like that burst, as well as the mid laner from Broken Stick. Here goes Dynamic Theory, though. He's going to get the Condemn onto Delirium despite the flash. That'll be a kill, and that may very well be the biggest nail in the coffin here for Epic Memers is that Vayne is far from shut down. It's going to be a huge threat. Here comes Busty Senpai, though, getting the flash away from Quantum Theory. He's then going to use his wave. A lot of damage coming out of Dynamic Theory onto the sides. The TP comes in from Kawaii on the backside, which is going to secure the kill onto Dynamic Theory. Quantum Theory now trying to run away. He's going to need to land a perfect bubble here, but he's not going to get it as the jump in comes in from Kawaii. He's going to get a double kill, and that will immediately prompt a back for Busty Senpai as immune to defeat. Wants some of his own CS, thank you. Let's go away. Kawaii-chan, please.
Yeah, no, I gotta give props to Dynamic Theory. Keeping even in this lane. Like, he's only down 3 CS right now. He caught back up.
Love. A very interesting juke for What Is Love onto the power slam. This goes over and attacks the golems. We do have Busty Senpai trying to 1v1 Wen Sen, and it's not going to work out too well. The execute actually does not finish it off as the knockup comes in. You got dunked. Your dunk got dunked, and it's just going to be going away here as Busty Senpai does manage to escape.
Out too there.
Oh, it did. That would help.
But it came out after he was alive.
Oh. So basically, Delirium had a plan and messed up.
Yeah. So I think that was a
judgment.
That was a wasted Soraka ulti there. And seeing Busty Senpai in the top lane, that's an easy
would
dragon
it have
pickup.
saved him from the bleed of Darius, though?
He still had like 200 health.
Okay.
And that heal didn't only look like it did like maybe 50 HP. How much does that heal do right now?
Good question.
Curious. It's supposed to heal 180. So maybe it came out a bit faster or a bit earlier than I thought, but I don't think that wish really accomplished anything. There.
In regards, it was only for one save in a situation that Busty Senpai should not have even been in. Wen Sen just decided not to use the TP when he didn't have it there. But he pushed up that top lane so quickly, and he gained so many turrets from him. This looks like it's going to be a very dominant victory in favor of Tower Dive Gaming. There's not much the Epic Memers can really do. Dynamic Theory is very much so in this game. He's got good farm. He's seeing it 2-2. He's already got the play of the Ruin King. He's building quite well. Nundo, on the other hand, 1-5-2 is easily getting bursted out by this combination right here. What is Love coming in to help out that burst? But he doesn't finish it off. He was looking to give it to that burst. Then he turned around. That burst will go down over to Kawaii-chan. Here on the bot lane, though, we had Dynamic Theory trying to go in, but he does not get much help from Quantum Theory. He gets exhausted into the tower. He's going to be flashed on by Immune to Defeat, who now continues it through onto Quantum Theory, who is trying to get away. He could use the bubble onto the Corki. He does not have his W up, so he will back off and allow Quantum Theory to escape. What an awkward... They won across the board, but they shouldn't have anywhere. What just happened?
Okay, let's see if I can go over this properly.
Okay.
Start in the mid lane. Nundo should have died. Syndra did not ignite. As I was saying, the way to kill Nundo's Swain is you got to keep him from healing. You got to drop that ignite. He healed through everything that they threw at him because that ignite wasn't down. So he managed to flash away because he was given enough time thanks to his vert form.
Well, he didn't believe it, too. That flash was, like, delayed by half of a second.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm dead. Wait, I'm not dead. Get out of here.
Yeah,
he gets
exactly. Like, that's the power of the Swain healing. If Syndra ignites, Swain is dead there. In the bottom lane, that was just... I don't know what happened there. That was...
Oh, Kawaii-chan's going to get found by Wen Sen. He's going to get a couple of auto attacks and a lot of damage. And instant execute. Wen Sen is just dominating on Darius again.
Proving why Darius got the Dunk Master skin.
Yeah.
He is dunking like a true champion. 4-0 right now. Nundo looking for a pick, but misses it.
Nundo is just not in this match. 1-5-3 even after that miraculous live. He's just not very relevant. He's got the Roas who's going to start stacking, but he's got literally nothing else in his kit. He's just dying before he even tries. Nundo right now trying to 1v1 Dynamic Theory, who does miss the condemn. He's going to be able to dodge out the talons, though, and he's going to get a decent amount of damage, but a lot of heal going on to Nundo. It's not going to matter. Dynamic Theory is fed. Nundo is not.
Yeah, no, that's...
Busty Senpai might find Quantum Theory here. He's just going to get ebbed and flowed and barely dodge away from Wen Sen's pull.
Okay, I'm catching up. I was seeing if I could find that fight bot lane again, just to figure out why Dynamic Theory died in that one. Because he chased under tower too far, and I don't know why he did that. So
yeah, he rolled one too early, and he got him ahead of his minions, taking 2 tower shots, and that's it.
Yeah. No, it's a really interesting decision there when you're ahead by so much. You know, pull such a risky play.
Do have an attempt to engage by Busty Senpai, but he's not going to go in with that flag and drag when you've got that burst just sitting there on the other team.
Yeah, I think he was also denied by the
With What Is Love gonna jump away. Oh, the pull onto Delirium is going to be enough for the first execute when Sendo is going to go down very quickly to immune to defeat. Busty Senpai stands his own cataclysm very casually, ends up having to flash away after being slightly confused for a little while. Now here on the other side we have Immune to Defeat trying to push everybody back off, and he will do so successfully defending the inner turret. What Is Love going down towards his bot lane? There is no answer. It's going to have to be Nundo, but he's got to realize it quickly here or else the wave will just push in towards the inner tower.
Yeah, no, actually, that was really well played by Epic Gamers there, trading 1 for 1 their support for the Fed top laner, 5-1. So that was a big shutdown.
Yeah, Wang Sen a little bit thirsty on that one, though.
A little bit. He flashed a little too far there.
Busty Senpai could get a kill here if he goes in and waits for some backup, but he is going to allow for What Is Love to escape this time around. Kawhi-chan looking to get some CS on him as he is currently 30 down on the Darius.
And the big thing there was
2K gold.
That Darius shutdown is a 300 gold bounty, and it went on to Immune to Defeat. The perfect target for that bounty.
Well, there is going to be a point here where when Immune to Defeat gets that second item on the Corki as well as his Sork Shoes, which he already has almost everything, he just needs that one more item, he needs to get that Infinity Edge. He is going to be a dominant force over Vayne for a little while until he starts falling off slightly, so that 2-item Corki is still available. If they can utilize that, they can really turn this game around in some very dynamic team fights.
Yeah, no, they're playing pretty well for being so far down. I mean, they're 9k gold down, almost. Don't forget that. They almost have a 10k gold lead, Tower Dive Gaming, right now. 9 kills to 16 and 4 towers to 0. They haven't even scratched the other towers yet. So, Dragon being picked up by Tower Dive Gaming as well right now. So, more gold going into the pockets. That does solidify 8.8k gold lead. Wang Sen getting caught out, trying to wrap around there.
Quite low very quickly, but he does manage to get away. Nando taking insanely low. He does heal it off a little bit. Busty Senpai will pick up a kill onto that burst, and then immediately go down to What Is Love. The fight has been a little bit scattered out here as What Is Love has to back away after using his ultimate. Dynamic Theory is going to get locked up by the Talons, taking a ton of damage by both Soraka and Corti from over the wall. Here goes Kawhi-chan. He wants to get a little bit more damage onto Quantum Theory, but he's going to have to back off because of the fear of the bubble.
Yeah, no, another well-played fight, 1 for 1. Busty Senpai going down there and unfortunately getting the kills once again. 3, 4, and 5, so it's not as bad because I mean, he has 1 less kill this time, but the big thing is Immune to Defeat actually has kills this game, so he's able to get his items a lot sooner. But yeah, slow gains here.
Well, right now I'm a little bit worried about that burst. He decided to go for the DFG instead of the death cap, so he's not got as reliable amount of AP. He's got to really finish that death cap and be more prevalent in this game, because right now his damage is so sectioned, he basically eliminates 1 person every 90 seconds. That's not good enough when there is skirmish after skirmish after skirmish with low death timers against the enemy's base. He's getting pushed back too fast.
Yeah, the Athenes actually helps out a lot, though. Syndra can put out a lot of sustained damage if she's landing those Qs and Ws.
It's true.
So, I'm not too worried about it having the Deathfire. The Deathfire just helps eliminate either the Swain or the Jarvan a lot faster, because they've both built up a fair bit of health. Rod of Ages on Swain and Sunfire Cape onto Jarvan. So, the Deathfire Grasp does help out in that point. But I gotta wonder, these slow fights that are going 1 for 1, who's it helping out? It's letting Epic Memers catch back up. But do they have a strong enough late game to go against the Darius, Syndra, and Vayne combo there?
I would think that Jace is still going to be very prevalent. Corki might fall off, as will Soraka, but Nundo might be their ace in the hole to try and turn this one around against Dynamic Theory.
Yeah, I mean, the Corki actually shouldn't be falling off too much. There isn't a whole lot of tank on.
Nundo going to get hit up by the stun from Cinder. He will get out thanks to the Wish. Dynamic Theory 2-bar forward with the exhaust on him. That burst will manage to use his burst onto Immune to Defeat, which will put them away from their tower. Wensen the entire time was on the side. He will manage to pull up Dusty Senpai. His execute's not going to be enough as the talons will land onto him over the wall. What is love will manage to get that one, but he used his flash to get over. He didn't manage to jump the wall with his jump there, but he will get away. No, he won't. Kawaii-chan wants it. He's going to get it. The backup, though, there's 3 people coming in from Tower Dive Gaming to cut off Kawaii-chan. The stun from Soraka is not going to land until way later. It will still be enough to take down Darius, whereas on the other side, Kawaii-chan will fall to, excuse me, will fall to Syndra, and Dynamic Theory gets a free kill for some reason.
Yeah, gotta question Delirium on that one. Nundo stunned up yet again, as always, as well in the bottom lane. Yeah, no, I gotta say, like, Epic Memers is fighting really well, but I don't think they can pull it out. If Syndra gets that ultimate onto Immune to Defeat, they're in a lot of trouble, because Immune to Defeat has been probably one of their saving graces this game.
Constantly, yeah.
He's putting out so much good damage. Like, Jace has more kills than he does, but that's because Jace's one gated shock blast will finish off the kill that Corki has set up with the multiple rockets over and over and over again. Like, he's putting out great consistent damage, and his positioning has been quite, like, really great as well. He's only died 3 times in a game where there's 21 kills. He's a 7th of his team's stat. That's not bad. 5 members and you're a 7th. That adds up pretty well for you. So we're seeing great play from Kawaii-chan and Immune to Defeat.
It's really coming down to whether or not Busty Senpai and Nundo are able to keep up with this. Delirium is having a bad game. That's just how it is. He decided to pick the Soraka as a risk and didn't pay off. What is Love going to dive onto Nundo there? We're only going to find Kawaii-chan and Delirium on the backside. He's going to go down to Kawaii-chan very quickly. So that was a bit of a mistake there by What is Love. What is going to be picked up here by Epic Memers? Well, he is down. Well, the bubble on the Nundo will land, but no follow-up from that burst. The wave is actually only going to find Nundo. From the backside, when Sing is there, I don't think that burst actually knew that. He will manage to still pick up Nundo, though, as Delirium instantly goes down while doing nothing. And the rest of the team for Tower Dive Gaming will push this one forward. They may have lost a member, but they're going to win the fight anyway.
Yeah, no, that was... I don't know if it was a great collapse or poor positioning there. Out a little too far, Delirium and Nundo there in their own jungle. You can't be running around when you're this far behind. You're just, what are we at, 14k gold deficit now?
Yep.
You still don't have a single tower to your name.
That's the problem, is that they just have an unsurmountable amount of objectives to try and push back here. If you could check on how live those outer turrets are, I think they're pretty much mostly well healthy. They're not really dying.
The top lane has 1 shot left. The top lane has 40 health.
40
Mid lane only lost like
40 health.
And the bottom lane's at about half.
Yeah, see, that's just really lackluster. You got no damage on the mid, half the damage on the bottom. You've almost killed the top lane. That's like a reflection of how Epic Memers games have been going. They're half winning the bottom lane. They're getting dominating the mid lane. They're almost winning the top lane.
Yeah,
here we go. Wen Sen once again wants to fight this 1v1. Kawaii-chan knows. On his heart of hearts, he knows this is happening.
I don't know what happened here. Like, I don't know how Kawaii-chan went and...
This is going to be interesting. He's going to get the knockback as the key will still land. The pull's going to get him pulled in. He does get away a little bit with the hammer smash, but here comes What is Love. Kawaii-chan goes down.
If it's not one execute, it's another there, so...
Yep.
Yeah, once again, too far out. And you just can't be played this aggressively when you're this far behind. Even going for that 40 HP, you're not Zed. You can't solid snake your way up to that tower and take that one last shot. As much as we all want to see that happen. And
Nundo and Immune to Death to Defeat are around here, but they've got to find their way in. And it's not like it's going to happen. Baron goes over at the same time. Nundo goes down. Delirium just dies. And that is 2, and the Baron going towards Tower Dive Gaming. This one's just over. They've still got no towers. They've got no Baron. I think they didn't even get a dragon yet. They're just dying and bleeding out. Nearly 20k gold lead. It's about to be closed out. They may still have their inhibitor wall, but can Kawhi-chan really reliably defend that for the next 15 seconds? Maybe, but not on all sides, as the mid tower is about to fall down if they actually want to take it. Kawhi-chan instead, though, very good target. They'll take that one down. That person's going to get that kill, and Nami Wave's not going to find much at all, as the inhibitor will fall. Stun from Syndra will find one in Busty-chan.
Yeah.
Top lane's going to fall as well.
You gotta at least give Epic Memers props. It took 20k gold lead to break the inhibitor wall, so...
What a Talons! Hit 4 of them, but there's no follow-up. When Sam does get the pull onto Nundo, he'll go down. On the other side, we have a lot of aggression coming out from a Dynamic Theory, who is going to have to back off. The C Senpai wants him so bad, but he's not going to get him, as Dynamic Theory will pick up that game. Here on the other side, there's going to be a decent amount of damage coming out from Immune to Death. Feet, who was going to get his first kill onto that burst. On the other side of the rest of the team, 4 Tower Dive Gaming has no longer got any towers to dive, as they're only looking at the Nexus. They will dive the Nexus, though, onto Immune to Defeat, which was level to immediately get pushed back on. Kawhi-chan's looking for that KDA. He'll get it, but you'll lose the game, lose the series. And there it is. We are going to see Tower Dive Gaming and Stanford's Broken Sticks in the final. Tower Dive Gaming looking to get their 2nd consecutive win with a new top laner, while Stanford's Broken Sticks, one of the most historically powerful teams here at OKG, will be looking to bring back their immense of control over the community. We'll see you in just a moment for our final matchup in best of 3.
Oh.
there never were vampires, and I hope they're never going to be vampires.